I'm Evan Avnet, CEO of USTASC.
My name is John Glover. I'm one of the firearms instructors for USTASC.
So this being our first program on America, USTASC, we're going to be reviewing different things, different products, as well as tactics, firearms, legislation, et cetera, et cetera. We'll be posting about once a week. Hopefully we'll get some feedback from you guys about what you want to see on our program. So today we're going to be discussing the whole gun control, concealed carry debate in reference to Senator Rand Paul's comments.
All right.
Talking about guns, do you think any action on gun control would be an appropriate step to take this year?
You know, I'm not sure of what would be, to tell you the truth. I think we mistake the whole thing. Most of these terrible tragedies are happening where you have 100% gun control. There are no guns allowed in schools. We have a complete ban on gun in schools and malls and other places, and that's where the shootings are occurring. So I'm a big believer that guns can be and are a deterrent to crime, and that those who want to ban guns don't quite understand the deterrence or the self-defense aspect of guns. So I would allow concealed carry in school by teachers and principals. I think it'd be a great idea to be able to have some kind of self-defense. If my kids were at a school and under attack, I would hope that the principal would have a gun in the desk and be able to try to stop it until the police could get there.
Universal background checks, would you oppose that?
Well, you know, it depends on what you're talking about. If they were voluntary, no. If you're going to mandate background checks on everyone, how will you check to find out if everybody's doing it? You would have to have some kind of registry of gun sales. I'm concerned about what happened in Westchester, New York recently when they published who has a gun and who doesn't have a gun. One, if you publish the list and you find out I have guns in my house, now I'm a target for thieves. If you publish a list and say I don't have a gun in my house, I'm still a target for thieves. I find it very worrisome that we would publish registers. I also am concerned about future leaders who may come along who may use that list.
What did you think about what he said?
I mean, I completely agree with the fact that, certain teachers or the principal of schools should be allowed to concealed carry or just, have their personal firearms present there, securely locked into their offices or whatnot. Because, regardless of what situation it is, it could be, a school shooting or a mall shooting or whatnot, the police have a specific response time, and it's usually not 30 seconds. Bullets fly upwards of 1,200 feet per second, and there's no way that anybody can beat that response time. So having someone there already armed and prepared to defend the children in a school, per se, would be beneficial.
Right, and I think also, he raised a good point about gun-free zones. There really is no gun-free zone. The problem in that being that if you state that there's a perimeter where guns are not allowed, for instance, schools, colleges, some public restaurants state that they don't want people, concealed carry people in there, and some restaurants have kicked out the uniformed police officers because they had a gun on. It's completely ridiculous. The main problem with this viewpoint is that just because you say someone can't do something, oh, there's no guns allowed here. That makes, even though it might enhance the penalty for carrying a gun onto that property, it's certainly not going to detract from somebody who doesn't obey the law to come onto that property with a gun and to wreak havoc, right?
Right.
So the gun-free zones in and of themselves are, I think, completely just bogus.
Yeah,
it just, it makes no sense.
It doesn't, and I always thought it was funny when you always see a house that says this home is a gun-free zone, and of course to any burglar out there, they're going to say, oh good, I'm not going to get shot when robbing this house, so
right.
Good, no problem, I'm going to go in there.
Yeah, and he makes an excellent point about the gun registration list. Obviously, I think it's important to do background checks, obviously, because you don't want criminals having guns, or terrorists for that matter, but background checks are very important. But I also think that keeping a list of people that own firearms, especially when a completely ridiculous publisher publishes that list about who has a concealed carry permit, is a detriment not only to that person but to society in general, because the senator is absolutely right. If you know for a fact that this house either has or does not have a firearm, if they have firearms, then it's a perfect target for a robbery of those firearms or a burglary of those firearms. And if not, It's a perfect target for a burglary for everything else.
Exactly.
So, because they can't defend themselves against a violent crime. You know, so I think that the senator is right on point with those issues.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, we'd like to hear your feedback. Please email us at info@ustasc.com or visit our website at www.ustasc.com, and we hope that you join us for future airings of this program.